Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about using comparisons in sentences. So just to review a little bit from yesterday, let's remember what types of comparisons we have. We usually have two comparisons. We have ones that end in ER and we have ones that end in EST. If you are smarter, that means you're smarter than someone else maybe, but you're not the smartest person. But if you're the smartest, it means you are the best in that scenario. In either case, whether it be ER or EST, you are always comparing something to something else. So for example, in this sentence, he is smarter than his baby brother. You're comparing he with his baby brother. There's two things that are being compared in that sentence. If you have just one, it's not enough. And the same thing with this one. She was the tidiest girl in her class. We're comparing her to the rest of the girls in her class. If we didn't have this part, we wouldn't know who she's the tidiest of. What group of people is she the tidiest of? So once again, we need two of those things in order to make that a proper comparative sentence. So in your textbook today, you will have some questions that tell you to complete the sentence to make it a proper comparison. And they'll look a little bit like these three here. So we're going to try those out together. The first one says, your cupcake is sweeter. So we're using the word sweeter as a comparison. We're comparing our cupcake to, we don't have anything written. So we have to compare it to something else. What is a cupcake sweeter in? And this is where we can get a little bit creative. My cupcake is sweeter than mashed potatoes. It's a bit silly, but it is also true. So there we go. There's a very good sentence. Let's look at the next one. My stuffed bear is the softest. Once again, that is not a proper comparison because we are comparing a stuffed bear to, we don't know. We don't know what we're comparing it to, so we have to write something down. My stuffed bear is the softest toy I own. That makes sense. And now we're comparing the bear to the rest of his or her toys, or I guess my toys. There we go. Last one. Miss Freeman's handwriting was messier than, and this is where I can get creative again. Know who has really nice handwriting? Mrs. Dyke. Mrs. Freeman's handwriting is messier than Mrs. Dyke's. Oh, and I'll put a little apostrophe and an S because it belongs to hers. And maybe I'll even write handwriting at the end, just to make it a nice, full, and complete sentence. Mrs. Freeman's handwriting was messier than Mrs. Dyke's handwriting. There we go. 3 complete sentences. So that's what you're going to do for your first part. Now I'm also going to help you review the last part of your language page, which tells you to find the mistakes. See if the sentences are correct or incorrect. And I'm going to start by doing very, very common mistakes in these 3 sentences. So in this case, all 3 sentences are incorrect. Let's see if we can find the mistakes. I like vegetables, said Matt. At a first glance, the sentence looks good. Starts with a capital, ends with a period. Quotations are in the right spot. But there's something missing after my quotation is finished. I have to put a comma in here. So that sentence was obviously incorrect. I still needed to do that. Let's look at this one. I am missing my friend's favorite pencil. The pencil belonging to my friend. So once again, we start out good. We have an I, we have a capital, we have punctuation at the end. But there's something missing in friends here. See if you remember. It's an apostrophe. So that one was also incorrect. And the last one here, she loved to sing Oh, Come to the Altar, one of my favorite worship songs. But any song that we talk about has to have quotations around it because it's the title of something small. Not an underline, it has to have quotations. So that sentence was also incorrect because it needed quotations around my song. So there we go. There's some advice for the last part of the page. There's some advice for the beginning part of the page. All the best as you do your work today, grade 4s.